Hey, this is Ada with Workman Firearms. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to mount the Holosun 507C X2 series. Personally, the 507C, probably one of my favorite optics when it comes to just overall reliability, budget, and the performance of the optic. Definitely a top favorite. So I'm going to show you from the unboxing of the 507 to the finished product. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. Let's get to it. Okay, so before we get started, some things that we're gonna need. A torque wrench, blue Loctite. Now remember, stay away from the red Loctite when it comes to mounting optics. If you do use red Loctite, you're gonna need an excessive amount of heat to actually get those screws out if you ever need to replace the optic or if the battery compartment is underneath that optic. And using that much heat next to that optic could actually damage it. So use some blue Loctite. And then a towel. Now when you get your Holosun 507C, you have your box, you're gonna open it. It's gonna come out with the optic itself, the screws you're gonna need to mount the optic, and a multi-tool. Now if you don't have a torque wrench, instead of using another type of tool to actually unscrew or screw in those screws to your optic, just stick with this multi-tool that came with the optic, okay? Some other tools might be very hard on those screws and the material, so use the multi-tool that comes with it so you don't end up stripping any screws. Now, when it comes to your screws that come in your little baggie, as you can see some blue Loctite already on there. Now keep in mind, we don't know how old or how long your optic was sitting in a warehouse, so we don't really know how good that blue Loctite on those screws are. So what you're always gonna do is grab another set of Loctite, and we're gonna gently reapply this before we actually mount that optic. Okay, so today I'm gonna be using a vise to aid me, just to give me more stability when I'm actually mounting that optic. Do you need one? No. Is it gonna make your life a whole lot easier? For sure. Now, if you don't have an optic mounting system, then you're going to take a towel, you're going to wrap your slide in it, and you're just going to place it in the vise, just like so, to make sure that you don't mar up your slide when you're actually working on it. Just make sure you have a nice sturdy platform. Now once you've done that, you're going to want to clean off the area where you're going to be mounting your optic. Make sure there's no dust, debris, lubricant, or anything that is going to be in between the mounting surface and the optic itself. Now once you've done that, you're going to take your optic, you're setting it on your slide, make sure that it's flush. Now if your optic needs like a sealant that goes beneath it, then you'd apply that sealant. For this one, we do not need that. Once you place your optic, I'm going to take that blue Loctite, and you're just going to apply a very small amount. If you apply too much Loctite, this can actually cause gaps between the optic itself and where you're mounting. Just a very small amount. Grab your torque wrench, and we're going to be setting it to 15 pounds per inch as manual specs. Take another Q-tip. If there's any leftover Loctite, just pick that up. Pretty simple, pretty easy to do as well.